Ghana has a very special place in my heart. However, I think I wasn't necessarily prepared for, I wasn't prepared for the infrastructure of Ghana. I wasn't prepared for the mindset of a lot of the locals there. I wasn't prepared for how the government operated. And so once we were there, month passed, 2 months passed, 3 months passed, I said, wait, well, okay, hold on now.
Yeah, I don't wanna slow down, I don't wanna slow down, I don't wanna slow down till I burn out. I just wanna live fast, I don't.
Welcome back to AfrigaZone, for Africa to win. Wonderful people of the diaspora, in the diaspora, how are you doing today? I am back again. Your brother Raphael is here. If you are here for the first time, you are seeing my lovely face for the first time. My name is Raphael in the US diaspora, preparing to return home, part of the Back to Africa movement. And I'm just an enthusiast of YouTube. By the Father's gift, I'm an educator, I'm a teacher, and that's why I'm sharing some knowledge with you, how I'm preparing to return. By profession, I'm RN BSN registered nurse full-time, and I enjoy helping you help yourself. All the information, all the knowledge that I'm sharing with you, I have acquired them and I cannot keep them to myself. It is said that it is more blessed to give than to receive. Therefore, as you receive, continue to share it. Share this video, like this video, subscribe to this channel. Take me to 10,000 subscribers. This is our objective by the end of April 2023. Be part of it. Let's watch this video. I will come right back and we dissect it all together for our good. Let's go.
Ghana has a very special place in my heart. However, I think I wasn't necessarily prepared for, I wasn't prepared for the infrastructure of Ghana. I wasn't prepared for the mindset of a lot of the locals there. I wasn't prepared for how the government operated. And so once we were there, month passed, 2 months passed, 3 months passed, I said, wait, well, okay, hold on now. And how we had to go about doing different things. I think it just was a reality check. And nobody can prepare you for repatriation. People can give you all of this information until you are in the thick of things. You have to experience it for yourself. And so it just didn't work for us at the time. It really didn't. It didn't work for us. We weren't comfortable, made great relationships, but it just wasn't the place we wanted to stay. So we decided we had saved a good chunk of change. And so we said, look, we're going to pick, a few countries that we want to travel to, and we're going to go check them out and see how this works out for us. Which country do we think we can call home and be comfortable? And so we set out on an Africa trek.
Right.
Yep. So we decided to travel to the countries that we had put on our list. We were going to stay there no less than 30 days a piece. We were going to look into what residency looked like there, all the immigration requirements. What were the requirements to establish a business as a foreigner? Like, we really did some real homework on those countries. And we set out on that journey, and it was wild.
No. So can you take us briefly down the road? You left Ghana and you decided to go where? Where did you go next?
So after Ghana, we did a little stop in Togo. And that wasn't necessarily somewhere we wanted to stay, but we happened to have a friend who had a friend there. So it was kind of on our way to Cote d'Ivoire. So Ivory Coast was our next major stop. Now, once we got to Ivory Coast, we realized the language barrier was going to be somewhat tough to work around. And to be honest with you, we didn't really like how, this might rub some people the wrong way, but we didn't really like how Cote d'Ivoire was very European. Cote d'Ivoire, when we got there, we knew that it was heavily French influence, but we didn't realize how much How much? So it felt
you wasn't feeling that.
No, because it felt like what we had just left, only that everybody was speaking French. So we stayed there again, made great connections. But from there, we left there and we headed to Senegal. Now, Senegal was great. Senegal is beautiful. However, Senegal is also very Muslim. So there was okay. Look, and this is the things you got to take into consideration, right?
Yeah.
Language barriers, religion, all of those things, and you're not going to know until you get there.
Exactly.
So that was, and we were in Dakar, and so even though Dakar is being built up, or at that time it was being built up, it had this still like old world feel to it too.
Yeah.
So that was another thing. And again, heavily French influence, right? So they're either speaking whatever their mother tongue is, or French, mostly French.
Mm-hmm.
So that it was hard to kind of maneuver around there as well. So that wasn't gonna work. Left there, we went to Cape Verde. Oh God. Okay, so again, y'all, language. Even though you're like, they're speaking whatever their language is that they're speaking, maybe a form of Creole or Portuguese, whatever colonizer language was left behind. In my mind, I'm thinking, but somebody got to know English, right? Or English has to be one of the main languages. That's not necessarily true. So that made it very difficult, especially when it came to doing business or trying to do business. Did not work, y'all. So Cape Verde, Morocco. Well, Morocco was kind of one of those, like, we could do Morocco. However, being in Morocco is like you ain't even in Africa no more sometimes. Northern Africa on a whole nother tip. Absolutely beautiful. People treated us like royalty, but very Arabic influence, Middle Eastern, like it feels like you have left the continent.
Yeah, so it felt more like you was in the Middle East.
Yes.
But Northern Africa?
Northern Africa,
Yeah.
One thing that I can say that bothered me a lot about being in Morocco. So there were a lot of continental Africans in Morocco from mostly Western African countries. So a lot of Senegalese, a lot of Gambians, and a lot of them are up there for work. Being in the same space, I did not like the way we were treated in comparison to them. The natives or the locals treated continental Africans from other African countries like trash.
Wow.
And although we are all Black at the end of the day, right, in their eyes, we're Black American. Really, we were just American.
Yeah.
And being American, having that blue passport, all of a sudden we had privilege that we had never had before.
Yep.
So it actually made us kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like to be sitting at a table with some guys from Senegal and they come straight up to us, ask us what they want, look at them and just walk off. And I'm like, hold on, but yeah, like stuff like that. And it would be little things, but they made it very, very clear we don't deal with them.
Yeah.
So that was uncomfortable.
That wasn't gonna work.
That was gonna work. Then we took it over. West Africa was like, we love y'all. Okay, we're gonna try East Africa. I'm just saying. So we went to Egypt. Egypt, I think, was more so not necessarily somewhere we were like, we could stay here, but it was somewhere we needed to go. We wanted to go and experience. I can actually say Egypt is a place that is doable. However, also heavily Middle Eastern-ish feel. But when we met the Egyptians that were from southern Egypt, so Aswan, or what most people know as Nubia, it was a totally different experience. They was like, y'all are the original people.
Yeah.
And that was the first time where I could say that I actually felt like,
okay.
Because East Africa was never like really on my radar. You know, when most Black Americans, African Americans think about Africa as a home, they usually think South Africa and Western African countries.
Yeah.
We rarely choose or Kenya. Right.
Kenya.
So you don't really think about that, but hearing, a lot of them talk about like, hey, think about southern Egypt or Sudan or places like that was not on my radar. I'm like, man, this okay. So there was that. However, they had a lot of conflict going on, so that was another thing.
Yeah.
So you don't think about civil unrest. You gotta think about these things. So left Egypt, went to Ethiopia. Now, I can actually say Ethiopia is somewhere I think I could probably live. I felt extremely comfortable. There was a sense of ease. What I loved about Ethiopia is I didn't feel a presence of any other culture besides Ethiopia.
Whoa. All these countries to find finally, to learn finally where you should be. Kudos to this young lady. I am kind of motivated. I am really, really happy for her because this journey, it is individual, even though it is global for the diaspora. Thank you for staying tuned. I shared it from way back last year in one of my videos. For some, it is spiritual. It is spiritual. Myself left Africa at a very tender age, at the age of barely 18. I can say that I lived 2/3 of my life here in the West. I lived several years in Germany, and for 20 years, I've been living in the United States. So, going back to Africa, Ghana is my native land. The whole Africa is my homeland, is the motherland. I've told, during a conversation with my children, I've told them that if I will not live in Ghana, if I will have a choice, another choice apart from Ghana, that will be in Rwanda. In Rwanda. Rwanda is my second choice because myself have invested also some of the companies in one of the biggest tech companies in Rwanda. So if I will live in another country apart from Ghana, I will live in Rwanda. And beyond Rwanda, if I will live in another country apart from Ghana and Rwanda, I will go and live in Namibia, the southern part of Africa. Namibia is my third choice. But also, in addition to that, if I will live in one of the Francophone countries, in Africa, I know Togo very well. If I go to Africa, anytime that I go to Ghana, every year, I have some families, I have some connections with Togo, and I go to Togo, so I know Togo. But due to possibilities for business, if I live in one of the Francophone countries, it's not going to be Togo. It's going to be Senegal. You know, and I'm looking forward to visiting Senegal also, and a beautiful country, but it is colonized by the French. It is a little bit, influenced by the French culture and the language. But if you are completely an Anglophone or American who speak only English, I would not advise you to live in a Francophone country because of the language barrier. Yeah, that will be difficult. That will slow you down. That will completely slow you down. And then actually, I want to take this opportunity to share with you in this video that even some also have asked if I'm Ghanaian. They say that I'm Nigerian. Maybe in this video, this is the opportunity to share with you. I am Ghanaian. I am Ghanaian, and you can see from my name, my middle name also Mauli, which is from the Volta region, the name from the Volta region. I'm in an Ewe, maybe I'll just speak the language so that you might understand. I'm an Ewe, but also, being an Ewe during my early age, I learned how to not only speak Ewe, I do write Ewe, I do read Ewe. I do read Ewe in my early age. And I do speak French. I write French and I read French fluently. These are my primary language I learned growing up. I also lived in Germany for several years, a total of 7 years. So I speak German, and I write German. Since I came to America, I left Germany, it's been 20 years, and I came to America to live here because I don't have someone to talk with on a daily basis, on a consistent basis. The fluencies, I've lost it a little bit. But when I'm watching news or when I meet someone, I can speak German correctly. Of course, English. So 4 languages in total. All these languages. You expect me to be in America and to have an accent or to have an American accent. You expect me to live 2/3 of my life and be in the West and then speak like a Ghanaian. That is not pragmatic. So, if you judge my accent, sometimes you can filter through the accent and know where the person is coming from. But you should not base on that. You should base on facts. So through that, I wanted to say that this journey also is very, very, very spiritual. Returning back home, as I share my personal information with you, that if I will have some choices beyond Ghana, these are other places that I can go to. Returning back to the story of this video, this young lad has found it, and then also be able to search for what she wants, what she finally wants, what she really wants. She has gone to an extra mile to look for what she wants. And finally, Ethiopia, the great nation of Ethiopia, is her destination, her final destination. Therefore, we all have destinies. What is your destiny? Are you ready to fight for your destiny? In order to achieve destiny, you cannot be passive. You must be active in your search. You must be active in your endeavor. I applaud and I commend this young lad. Finally, she found her joy in the great nation of Ethiopia. Africa is diverse. Africa is a very huge continent. The return, the movement, the revolution is global in the diaspora, accounting for 500 million in the West. But the experience is also doing that essentially. It is individual. Share in the comment section how this video has blessed you, how this video has educated you. For her, the return, it is spiritual. She finally found it. Thank you for watching this video. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and turn on your notification button. Take me to 10,000 subscribers by the end of this month. This is our objective on this channel. I appreciate you all. I'll catch you up in my next video. AfrigaZone for Africa to win. Ciao.